CTV News at 6 with Joe Perkins.
Good evening. Thank you for being here tonight. We begin in the skies above Vancouver Island. In the past week, there have been multiple reports of strange flying objects darting across the horizon above Victoria. On Friday, a meteor streaked across BC, working its way down into Washington state. But it's what else was in the sky that night that has many curious, including a prominent UFO researcher who says he's now on the case. CTV's Gord Kurbis has the story.
A meteor tracking website shows the January 11th reports of people sighting a fiery object in the sky traveling from BC towards Washington state. But it seems that a meteor may not have been the only thing in the sky at that time.
There definitely some odd stuff took place on the 11th, and it took place on the island and the Victoria area, all around there, and definitely in the Lower Mainland.
Brian Vike is a UFO investigator based in Houston, British Columbia. That's right, the other Houston. His blog, The Vike Factor, is now filled with sightings from the 11th of strange lights and a triangular-shaped object the size of a school bus over Vancouver Island.
A woman had taken her children to school. She stopped. This is after a 6:30 meteor sighting. She had looked up, a flash in the sky again, bang, here comes this solid object, triangular in shape, 3 orange balls in each of the points. She watched it move along, it came to a hover, and then bang, all the 3 balls of light went into the center, and bang, this thing was gone.
I looked up in the sky and I saw just this light coming over.
It doesn't look like it's from Earth. It looks like it's from somewhere else.
We've spoken with Vancouver Islanders before about their strange sightings, and Vike has looked into many of them as well. He's been investigating UFO sightings across Canada with a keen interest in his home province.
What are you?
He was recently sent this video of a strange flying object over the Lower Mainland shot with a night vision camera.
And he's got objects doing all kinds of weird things in the sky at night and everything, and this is on a tripod steady and everything, so it's got some weird stuff.
Since starting, Vike has looked into more than 11,000 reports and says 90% of them can be explained. Usually people seeing light reflected off the International Space Station, and Chinese lanterns or search and rescue flares are often mistaken for more mysterious objects. But every once in a while, reports jump out at them, like this 2010 sighting by a woman near Campbell River.
This thing actually rose up from the ground, hovered a little bit, and then came towards her vehicle. By this time, she's kind of, getting a little excited and freaking out. And it went right over top of her vehicle, and it was another triangle.
Vike says 2013 is already starting off with an incredible number of reports. Anyone seeing strange objects is invited to contact him through British Columbia UFOs.blogspot.ca. Gord Kurbis, CTV News, Courtney.
Firefighters on the West Shore had their hands full last night with a kitchen fire in a Langford home. Just after 5, crews were called to a house under construction on Shaw Avenue after reports of smoke coming from inside the home. 20 firefighters from 3 engines responded and quickly got control of the blaze. One firefighter was injured during the response after stepping on a piece of wood he thought was solid. The man was taken to hospital with a knee injury. All 3 people inside the home were able to get out safely.
It was started actually in the kitchen, cooking. What he was cooking, I don't know, but it was actually started in the kitchen.
And no injuries?
No injuries. We removed, I believe, 6 cats and one dog from the residence safely, and they've been checked over by the vet, and they're all safe.
West Shore RCMP were also called to the scene after investigating. Police determined the fire was caused by a bottle of isopropyl alcohol falling into the stove area. Police say it's still unclear if the fire was suspicious.
Well, it depends. I mean, isopropyl alcohol is also used as an antiseptic, and it's also, we know commonly used also is to make hashish from cannabis resin. But in that case, I'm not sure what the isopropyl alcohol was doing on the stove.
Police say there was no illegal grow operations located at the home. The fire is still under investigation. Traffic along the Pape Highway was interrupted briefly this morning after a lamppost came crashing down on the middle of the road. It happened just after 10. An SUV traveling southbound crashed into the pole after drifting off the road. The lamppost fell onto the road, and after more than one vehicle drove over it, witnesses eventually stopped and removed it to the side of the highway. When police arrived, they questioned the driver and witnesses and quickly pieced the accident together.
Yeah, we talked to several witnesses, and although we weren't sure originally what had happened, the driver said himself that he was removing an insect from inside the vehicle. I guess he'd come upon a spider. freaked out a bit, threw it out the window, and that caused him enough distraction to drive off the road to the right. And suffered some neck pain, other than some embarrassment, I think. Just to the hospital for precautionary reasons.
The driver is going to be all right. No charges are being recommended. Saanich police also responded to another motor vehicle incident at 3:30 this afternoon at Quadra and Mackenzie. A vehicle trying to turn left onto Mackenzie was hit by a vehicle traveling northbound on Quadra. Police say the driver in the northbound vehicle had suffered a medical emergency behind the wheel.
Apparently, once the collision had occurred, his accelerator had actually been stuck down to the ground by his own foot. I think he might have been a bit confused about what was going on. But from what I understand, when the witnesses had actually talked to him and out of the vehicle, he released it right away. I think he just had not realized that it had occurred.
Both drivers are believed to be in their 40s. The man who suffered the medical emergency was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Well, detectives in the Fraser Valley are investigating the discovery of 2 bodies inside a home in Hope. The 2 men were found dead early this morning. The investigation is in its early stages. Police are trying to identify the victims. At this time, there is no motive. Switching gears a bit here, contracts are signed. Apologies have been made, but it remains to be seen how many fans will turn out to watch NHL hockey when the season officially begins this Saturday. Training camps for all 30 teams officially kicked off today. Along with getting game ready, teams know winning back fans is a top priority. On the Canucks website, the team posted a thank you to fans for staying patient through the lockout. The message is signed by all of the players and the coaching staff. Yesterday, the league released the full NHL schedule. Here are a few of the notable games for the Canucks. Next weekend, a big one in Vancouver. Canucks open at home against Anaheim on Saturday and play again the next night, Sunday, at home against Edmonton. They play the Oilers 5 times, the Flames 5 times, the Avalanche 4 times, and the Wild 4 times as well. Some other highlights from the season. The Canucks will play back-to-back games 7 times in the 48-game season. All games are against the Western Conference only. Now, with trades officially allowed, lots of talk is surrounding goaltender Roberto Luongo. Today, General Manager Mike Gillis told media the 10 years remaining on his contract won't deter him from being traded. Gillis also said he's had opportunities to deal Luongo, but the deal has to help the Canucks.
I certainly don't believe you give away all-star players because of some idea that you're under pressure because it's an untenable situation. He's too good a player for that.
The Canucks did open up their training camp to the public free of charge today. What the team has planned to win back fans, if anything, remains unclear.
I'm not allowed to get into the specifics of that, but we know that, we've got the best fans in the game, and we're going to do everything we can to show them how much we miss them.
The Canucks did make one move today, signing free agent defenseman Cam Barker to a 1-year, $700,000 prorated deal. Barker played 25 games with the Oilers last season, scoring 2 goals. And staying with sports, it was a sad day for Seahawks fans on Vancouver Island. Rookie quarterback Russell Wilson did everything he could to deliver a comeback win today, but the Seahawks season is over. Wilson led the Seahawks to 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns, only to see Atlanta's Matt Bryant kick a 49-yard field goal with 8 seconds on the clock to give the Falcons a 30-28 NFC divisional playoff win over Seattle. Myra Lawrence will, of course, have more on this, as well as the Canucks training camp and all your local sports for you coming up tomorrow at 5 o'clock. If your New Year's resolution is to get back into shape, you may want to take a trip out to the Pacific Institute for Sports Excellence. 4 years ago, Pisces opened its doors to the community, and today the center wanted to remind you that those doors are still open. The open house today featured a steady flow of classes and boot camps, giving the public a taste of what Pisces has to offer, including not just Olympians.
Yes, we do train the Olympic and Paralympic athletes, and a number of medals from London came out of this place, but we also have an outstanding education program run by Camosun College geared to health and sport. We have a state-of-the-art research program that integrates all of that, and the piece that we're particularly proud of, and that what today's all about, is the whole community sport and healthy active living piece.
Pisces says it's working on reaching out to members of the community, not just high-level athletes. If you'd like some more information on the facility and some of the programs, you can go online to pisceworld.com. Welcome welcome back to the show. Transit riders in Vancouver received a bit of a shock this afternoon. For the fourth year in a row, riders dropped their pants on board a SkyTrain today. The No Pants Day movement was started in 2002 in New York by the group Improv Everywhere. Organizers say the event is aimed at putting a smile on other transit users' faces.